It's part of your home you probably never think about, out of sight, out of mind. But if you're in your home for 20 years, even 10 years, chances are your insulation has either compressed, gotten wet, moved around, and is not doing much. You can pump up the insulation in your attic and save a lot of energy without any mess. Here's what I love. Excel Roofing, one of my favorite companies. They're also on my referral list at referrallist.com. They not only do an excellent job at roofing, no upfront fees at all, no cancellation clauses. You don't pay a dime until they're done, no empty or blank contracts, but they also do insulation. Jay, how long have you been doing insulation?
Tom, we've been doing attic insulation for a couple years now.
Why?
Attic insulation, people view everything from the gutters up as part of the roof, and it's just a natural combination to do the roof and the insulation at the same time. We do attic insulation now, not the walls.
Right, you just do attic insulation because you're up there. Mm-hmm. And what have you noticed about attic insulation, and why is it needed?
Attic insulation, one of the common problems is that when the house is built, they might have put in 6 inches, maybe 10 inches if the contractor
And you're going to show
job.
what this means, okay? This is your insulation ruler, so to speak.
That's right. This is a ruler that we tack to the rafters in the attic, and most of the time the insulation is maybe
and
6 inches.
She'll get a close-up here soon here. And so let's talk about this. You can actually see what R factor you have.
That's right. So R19 was a pretty common insulation value that a lot of builders did for many, many years. Now the Department of Energy is recommending that we do R49. R19 is what it used to be. That's about 6 or 7 inches. Now we're up to R49, which is 19 inches of insulation.
And you can do that?
We can. The old insulation, one of the problems is it was cellulose. It was ground up paper. And the cellulose, the higher you stacked it, the heavier it got, and the more it would slough down on itself.
And then it loses its efficiency.
That's right. Absolutely.
Because it's the airspace that causes insulation.
That's absolutely right.
And what do you
Tom.
use now?
We use a product developed by Owens Corning, and we fluff it up in a machine, we blow it through a hose, and we can stack that stuff.
Here's some photographs. So since you're on the roof anyway.
When we're on the roof, what we do, we tear off the old roof, and then we open up the attic. We take a couple pieces of the plywood off.
Just a few pieces off, and you blow it in.
Yep, we bring the hose in through the top.
Nothing goes through the house.
Nothing goes through the house. And most of the attic access parts are right in your...
Before and after.
They're in your wife's dressing room. So these guys go in there and they do insulation. They get fiberglass all over the clothes and everything else. This works so slick. We go in through the top and we never step foot in the house.
And you have this up there for people to reference.
That's right. And they can see exactly how many inches of insulation we have put up there. And the beautiful thing about this, Tom, there's no other home improvement that is a quicker payback than insulation.
I have to ask you a question. Do they have to have their roof done for you to do this?
They do not. We can go through the house.
If their roof is fine, you can still do it.
We can.
Okay.
We can. The preferable method is through the roof, but if we don't have to do that, or if they don't need a new roof, we can certainly go through the house. And you can see the hose that we use to do it. It's a pretty clean operation, and we have done that in the past, and what we do is we just make sure that we close the door as best as possible, that attic access, and then blow the insulation
Now, do you do it the same way you do your roofing? No money up front, a complete contract? They'll know the price of everything, and then they only pay when you're done.
Absolutely right. And the beautiful thing about the insulation, we offer financing. So if somebody has only enough money to do the roof, but not enough for insulation, we can offer financing that'll cover the entire job.
What can jobs cost, financing jobs? Insulation jobs.
Insulation? Our typical insulation job is somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500.
And that's for a fairly large house?
That's right.
Okay.
And this qualifies for the energy tax credit.
Oh, so if you didn't get it, you could... Yeah, that would be good.
That's right. And so if people are wanting to take advantage of the credit, it's set to expire this year. Who knows if they're going to extend it or not. Then we could finance the job. They could get the insulation now. They could get the tax credit now. And then they could pay it off later.
Okay, so attic insulation, the quickest way to start saving money. Now, here is the special offer for Martino TV viewers only. And you can pass it around. And how long will this last?
If people call up and say, hey, I heard about the attic insulation on Martino TV.
This is an extraordinary,
and I would
$500
like $500 off the insulation, I will honor that. And I'll honor that However,
let's say till the end of the month.
to the end of the month, to the end
So
of
this
August.
month, but you got to call soon because, and it mentioned Martino TV.
Got to mention Martino TV. I saw Jay on Martino TV with
Right.
the attic insulation.
$500 off. Excel Roofing, okay? And now attic insulation for you. $500 off. Call, mention Martino TV. Listen, I got to tell you, most of the heat, of course, windows and doors, and the roof. The roof is the next biggest energy waster. Here it is. XLRoofing.com, XLRoofing.com, 303-761-6400.